everybody. So it is 5:30 a.m. and we are headed on our way to Lake 22. Alright guys, so here we are at the Lake 22 trailhead. Now we realize, if you look it up on your GPS, there's actually a Lake 22 road. There's a access road, but we found the trailhead. So if you end up getting to the road and you're pulling up onto a gravel road that's going back in, you went too far. You need to head back towards town. So that's where we're at now. It is pretty early. I kind of expected there to be some people out here, but there is nobody right now. But I guess that's because it's a weekday and people are working. But we're gonna go ahead and get going and check this out. Oh, there's the trail register box. What's going on here? Stop. Careful. Alright, so this trail hasn't been too bad so far, but you're definitely going up in altitude pretty quick here. There's some big rock steps and whatnot, and there's a lot of water on the trail. So I can imagine, depending on how heavy the rainfall's been, this might get a little slippery, a little washed out, but we'll see how it goes. It seems like we're continuing to steadily climb here.
Oh, I should probably catch my breath.
Check out this view, you guys. It was a
Worth it.
tough climb up here, but
We're not even there yet.
I mean, we're still going up, but look at this.
That view. You could stop here and it would be worth it. And that's the loop. Look at the one door in my backyard.
Alright guys, so I feel like we're making pretty good time, but we're having to be careful through here. You can see that there is a lot of rocks on the ground. There are some spots where somebody had cut some steps in and stuff, but there's also a lot of loose rocks cracked off and everything, so definitely don't want to rush through something like this, risk twisting an ankle, because we are a pretty good ways out right now. So hopefully we'll get to the top here in a minute, get back in the woods a little bit, get some shade. It is getting a little warm out here in the sun, but that view though, it's crazy. Just can't get enough of that view.
I could.
Alright guys, we are back in the woods. It's nice to be out of the sun again. Climbing up those rocks was pretty cool. It was a nice challenge and a really good view, but there was no shade out there. So definitely I wouldn't recommend starting this one late in the day if it's going to be hot out. I would say get here early in the morning. Oh, looks like we got a little more rock crawling to do. Alright, got past that. There was just another little patch of rocks. Oh, false alarm. Looks like we're going to be back in the woods for a little bit here. Oh, this is a welcome relief. Nice, smooth gravel trail for a minute here. Some dirt. Little creek there. There's definitely a lot of water in this place. Noticed a lot of little waterfalls, little creeks along the way. You can hear the river down there. If you're not familiar with these guys, that is skunk cabbage. I don't really know what the scientific name is for it, but that's what I always grew up calling it. And you can imagine why it got its name. Well, you can see it's really damp in this area because this stuff normally likes to grow in like really swampy areas. It needs a lot of moisture. So it seems to be doing pretty well up here though. See some really big ones. Oh yeah, smell that skunky goodness. Sounds like we're coming up on another waterfall up here. It's getting real loud. Peek around here. You guys can see that through the trees. Real big falls right there. I think we'll be able to see a little better once we get upstream a little bit, but definitely a lot of water coming through here. I think most of this is just snow melt running off. Alright, you can see all that water just running down the trail. Just gotta be real careful here. A little bit slippery. You're almost walking through a creek bed. Cheater. Cheater. That's the falls right down there. Can't really see it from this angle, but you sure can hear it. I'm wondering if around the corner oh, you can see a little bit. Definitely be careful here. Whoa. So far, one of the things I like about this trail is you really see a kind of a diversity of terrain. Everything from rock crawling to through the forest, and you do have some improved trails like this along the way, which are kind of a welcome reprieve, given that there's a little bit, longer distance to this trail. So it kind of lets you catch your breath. I think for folks who, don't have the best knees or backs, that'll help them out a little bit to be able to get up here and get out. A ton of creek crossings, which is really cool. I'm sure this changes depending on what time of year it is. Maybe kind of dried up certain times of the year. But definitely a lot of moving water.
So you know.
Just look at that, you guys. That is amazing. This is why we do what we do. Alright guys, so we're going to get headed back. Now what I didn't show you is the trail does circle around the lake. And I actually took off my pack and everything and jogged it real quick while my hiking partner was taking a break. And you can get to the other side, at least this time of year, there's actually snow on the ground still over there. So you hike right through it. So that's kind of interesting. But I got back around and we realized what time it was getting to be. We got to get back to the house. We got some other stuff going on today, so maybe sometime at a later date I can show you guys the backside there. But it's very cool, very beautiful lake. It's really cool being able to get on that backside. You can look straight up at the mountain, and pretty cool. So the good news is, since most of it was uphill getting up here, most of it's going to be downhill going back down. So, but just have to be careful because, again, at least right now this trail's pretty wet. There's a lot of rocks, roots and things like that, so you can't let yourself get carried away and start walking too fast. You end up tripping. But I think we're going to make pretty good time coming back down. Real careful going down here on these rocks. We're still making pretty good progress. Better time than we did coming up. But again, going down all of these rocks, you just can't let yourself get carried away. Just take your time, be cautious, make sure you test your steps before you put all your weight on it, because there's even a few bigger rocks that looked like they were seated in and you stepped on them and it turned out they weren't. So we're just taking it slow and steady. But once we get back out of this patch here and get back in the woods, it should move real quick getting back to the parking lot. Oh, dip. Ow.
So close. There's a really great bar you can play video games at.
Hold on. That tree was standing when we came up here. No, just kidding.
I don't know about one of these woods.
Alright, well, we're definitely making good time now that we're back in the woods. The trails are pretty smooth, pretty easy, and we're mostly going downhill at this point. So it's kind of nice, easy hike back, gives you a chance to kind of enjoy the waterfalls and everything one last time on your way out. All right, we're almost back. Let's just take one more look at these falls here. Now that is pretty cool. Over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house we go.
Okay, now we're good.
All right, we're in the home stretch now.
Is it in the junk section?
All right, We're almost there. Just a couple more turns. So my thoughts on this trail. Very nice trail. Definitely not one I would take young kids on, toddlers or anything like that, just because of the sections kind of along the cliff there, walking on the rocks. I think there's too much opportunity for an accident there. Even as an adult, I had to be very, very careful. But not way too difficult of a trail, enough to be challenging. There was a lot of variations in the terrain and everything. Again, it seemed very well maintained, which is nice. There were sections that were really, really well kept up, really smooth, that kind of let you catch a rest and, you know, take the pressure off your knees and ankles and everything for a little bit, especially after you got through some of those harder sections. And the lake itself was just amazing. I think this was a great time of year to go up there as the snow was melting off. We were able to get out here before it got too hot, so we started around what, like 6:30 in the morning, so just after sun was coming up, and that was a great way to go because we were able to get back before it got hot. So we're gonna get headed out. We've got somebody at the house waiting for us, but we had a great time on this hike.
Very fun.